Different levels I cannot relate. You never win if you playing it safe. It's all a game until you get played.
Welcome to It's Culture Podcast. My name is Mark, and I'm the host. Tonight, St. Louis, it happened. Your mayor got ousted, and for the first time, there's no black people in the three highest leadership positions in the city of St. Louis. First time in a long time. And then H&M is responding to a viral video of an incident that happened last year that somehow just made its way onto social media. We're going to talk about that. Soulja Boy got to pay $4 million to settle the lawsuit. We're going to discuss that tonight. And then one of the most egregious things that I heard today happened in New York. And we're going to discuss that too, because when y'all hear that, it's really, really, really disgusting, to say the least. But before we get started with any of that, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can get the updates. And as I say on all of my shows, I thank everybody for tuning in and rocking with me and supporting the channel and continue to help the channel grow. All right, so let's get started. Pardon me. It seems like every time I want to go live, my throat gets scratchy for some reason. But as I was saying, St. Louis got a new mayor. Tishaura Jones was the incumbent one-term mayor, and she got ousted. And her problems probably started about 2 years ago when the state government of Missouri decided that they were going to try to take over the St. Louis Police Department as they had previously. And they had just it wasn't recent. They had given the city back the police department back in 2012. So they were trying their best. They started in the State House of Missouri to get the support. They had the support of the police union, and it became a bad deal for Tishaura Jones. She was trying to implement some things. I think her association with Cori Bush did her in, because, you know, Corey is from that same area. And I think that the residents in St. Louis are just tired. I don't know what happened, but as an incumbent, to lose like this is, and especially in a big city like St. Louis, to lose like this was, with the turnout was low. I don't know what's going on with the people in St. Louis. Y'all don't vote. Turnout was very, very low for a mayor's race. So let's go to the news in Missouri and take a listen to what they're saying about this race, because it's very, very interesting how they kind of put the things into perspective about who Mayor Jones was. So let's go.
Kara Spencer will become the next mayor of St. Louis. She beat out current mayor Tishaura Jones by nearly 30 points.
Well, guess what? It is the start of a new era in St. Louis.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, joins us now on the set to discuss what all this means for the city of St. Louis, Mark.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. It's a big victory. I went back to see when's the last time St. Louis had a more lopsided mayor's race. I didn't have to go back that far. It was just 2017 when Lyda Crewson won. But the dynamics were different then because it was Democrat versus Republican.
Right.
Now it's nonpartisan. So to have a Democrat versus a Democrat win by almost the same margin, 2-1 really, is really something.
So y'all heard what he said. This was Democrat versus Democrat. The incumbent mayor she is a alderman right now. So she ran against her the first time back in 2021 and lost. And then she came back again and ran against her this time and beat her.
But you look back at how we got here, and Mayor Jones and her administration, she says, look, we steered federal funds to North City. We took intention to invest in parts of St. Louis that have been forgotten. And she did. Mm-hmm. But it was how she did all those things. It was how she went about the programs that she installed in North City that, and look, we got to look at the Kara Spencer dance moves there. I don't know if she's taking a cue out of the page of Elaine Bennis from Seinfeld.
Oh, we should ask her.
Yeah, I think that those are the hard-hitting questions we have to ask her there.
There's your next interview.
But with Darlene Green, the comptroller, who's been there for 30 years, also losing last night to challenger Donna Behringer, this is the first time since 1988 that St. Louis will not have a black elected official in one of the three biggest, most powerful positions at the board of E&A.
They're getting rid of them. Incompetency. People been in power for years on years, and folks are waking up to this game about voting for skin color. It is. If things are not getting right, they ain't voting for you simply because you're black anymore. Those days are long gone. Those days are long, long gone.
The comptroller, the Board of Aldermen president, and the mayor, all three white women.
Right.
And that's significant because of who Tishaura Jones was, what she represented, what she symbolized in the city that had such a big part of the history for black struggle and liberation and bringing civil rights and all those conversations to the forefront. The city decided to go in a different direction last night. We have some sound bites, some reaction from both of the candidates. We want to play that now.
St. Louis can get back to the basics of better delivery of city services that our residents and our businesses rely on.
So my opponent will inherit a city that is safer than it has been in decades. A city looking at billions of dollars in incoming investments with hundreds of millions of dollars being spent as we speak to lift up every community in St. Louis. They will inherit countless projects that I started.
Yeah. She sounds like she's a little hot about that. The last little sound bite, she sounded like she was kind of saying, hey, y'all didn't give me a chance. I got investment coming in. Crime is down. This new incoming mayor, she's inheriting a Maserati that I gave her. I didn't get a chance to repeat as the mayor to finish up. You know, she sounds like she was hurt, and rightfully so, I guess. You know, but if the residents are not happy, this is what's going to happen. No matter how much you think that you're doing, once that word get out there that you are not doing right by the citizens, they're starting to pay attention. Now, like I said, the turnout for this election, I think when I saw the numbers, it was like 50,000 people, a little bit over 50,000. I know St. Louis got way more people living in the city than that. The problem is people are just turned off the voting. I don't even know. I wish I would have researched before I came live to see what the actual turnout percentage was, because it was 2-1, and the new incoming mayor only got like 30,000 votes. So to be the mayor of St. Louis, all you need to do is go get about 35,000 people to support you. That's what it takes to be the mayor of a city now. One of the largest cities in America. I'm going to be curious to see what the incoming mayor does in her administration in St. Louis, since You know, they talk about crime being up. You know, they're gonna blame, you know, wokeness and everything else, DE&I and all that stuff. I'm just gonna be curious to see if St. Louis crime rate gonna go down. Is it gonna stay the same? And in 4 years, what's gonna happen? I'll be curious to see, because St. Louis politics right now, it's like they give you one term and that's it. They're not even letting you breathe. I think Cori Bush, I think she got 2 terms. I think she was in there for 4 years, if I'm not mistaken. But they got her right back out of there. They didn't waste no time. No time at all. She might have got a little more than that. But they found somebody to replace her. And they just found somebody to replace this mayor. So let's move on. Y'all remember about 7 years ago, H&M got in trouble for running an ad that had like a black South African kid on it, on a shirt, and it said the coolest monkey in the jungle. Y'all remember that? And they caught a lot of backlash for that t-shirt because they had the young black kid in it. It was like a green shirt. Then a couple of years later, down in Florida, a lady allegedly sued H&M for racial profiling. Well, seems like it had happened again, but this one happened last year. Now, what I'm about to talk about happened in February of 2024. I don't know why this is just now surfacing on social media. I don't know what happened, why it took nearly a year and a half. Well, actually, 14 months? Why it took 14 months before this was even brought up to the international news or attention. But it's making its way around social media. You got 2 teen girls, 2 black girls. They are in Albuquerque, New Mexico. They're inside of H&M shopping, you know, allegedly shopping. I can't say what they're doing because the video kind of starts like after they get encountered by the police. So there's like a resource officer or a cop or mall police officer comes up to them and tells them that they have to leave the store. And then you will see an associate come up and tell these girls that they are accused of stealing. Not this time, but previously. And I just want you to hear the exchange. So, here we go.
Can we talk to them?
You guys are more welcome to, but let's sit right here. They were talking now.
We're gonna go ahead and just refuse service. There's no reason. That's what we're gonna go ahead and do today. I will go ahead and I'll take that. If you guys could go ahead and please leave the store, we'd really appreciate it.
Wait, so why do you have to leave the store?
Because we're just refusing service. We don't have to have a reason.
She said, we are just refusing service. We don't have to have a reason. The young girl asked her, y'all heard that. So let's keep going.
I think you should have a reason for kicking us out of the store. We're just shopping here. What is your reason?
To be quite completely honest with you, I don't have to have a reason. I'm just letting you guys know.
So are you going to kick everyone else out of the store too? It's funny.
If we have the right to refuse service to anybody, so I'm having the right to refuse service to you guys. I don't have to have a reason. So that is my reason. So I'm just asking you guys to please leave the store today.
It's ridiculous. It's really happening. So you've seen us steal before? Is that what you're saying?
Nobody said that at all.
That's what he said. That we're repeat shoplifters here.
We've seen you in here before. I didn't.
I have not been here.
So
I haven't been here. I don't even know the last time.
To be honest with you guys, we've seen you in here plenty of times before.
Us too.
Yeah, we've seen people.
Do you have
here.
like a picture? Because it's not us.
I don't need to show you guys. I'm refusing service to you guys today. I've asked you guys to please leave the store. I don't need you guys to get violent or anything like that.
Violent?
You guys are.
Let's go.
If you guys hold on. If you guys want, I'll talk to you guys outside.
How are we getting violent? Violent. It's crazy.
So that's what happened. It was. She just walked up to him and told him, "Hey, we ain't. Your money ain't no good here." It ain't no good. And the young ladies, they like, what? What are you talking about? Like, what? Are we shoplifting? Do you have us? Like, she was like, no, no. We seen you in here before, and they're kind of saying, well, we haven't been in here. We ain't been in here in a long time. What are you talking about? We're just in here shopping. So, as I said, this story went viral and started getting shared all over social media over the last couple of days, right? And so H&M came out with a statement on Instagram, and it says this. It said, "We take the incident from February of last year at our Albuquerque store very seriously. Following the incident, we immediately acted according to our strict guidelines. The employee in question is no longer employed by H&M. We extend a sincere apology to the affected customers." So I don't know if when this got reported to H&M, it's kind of like there's really no backstory. Like we don't know how long this had taken place, but like I said, it just surfaced on social media and just went viral. So H&M just responded to this. So I don't know if they fired the associate who told the young ladies that, your money ain't good here. I don't know if this was just recently they just fired her for this, but H&M said that the employee no longer works there. So I don't know if she quit, fired, whatever. The young ladies, they actually came out with a little statement, and they said, these are them. This is Nia and Noella. They said, "Thank you guys so much for all your support. We want to answer everyone's questions, but at this time, our attorney advised us not to comment." Nia and Noella. All right. So these are two young ladies right here. Y'all heard them on the video. They were just okay. They complied. They asked a few questions to kind of understand, and then as soon as she said, "Let's get violent," they were like, "Violent? What are you talking about?" Now I don't know if they're sisters, friends. Like I said, there's really no backstory. They kind of look alike, so I would suspect that they might be sisters. They may be twins. Who knows? They might be twins. They might be older, younger. If anybody knows them, and they got some backstory behind this, I would love to know what exactly happened, what's going on. But based on their statement, it seems like they have gotten representation to represent them in some type of civil complaint against the store in Albuquerque. And rightfully so. She didn't give them a reason. She just said that I've never heard that. We just have the right to just refuse. That's kind of like, and then not give a reason, right? Because it does kind of look kind of weird. And I kind of understand what the young lady said. They were like, "So you just going to kick out anybody else in the store too? Like, what made you just single us out without even giving us a reason? We just over here." You think she had bags, so they had been shopping somewhere, and they were just inside H&M. The one young lady got under the Central sweat hoodie. That thing is, y'all know how much Essential hoodies cost? Like, way more than what stuff in H&M costs, that's for sure. So, this employee got terminated. The security guard was just doing his job. Nothing, they didn't get detained or anything. There was no, they didn't steal anything from H&M. So I still don't know what made that associate just decide to just say, "Hey, those two over there, I just want them out of the store. Just tell them to go." Very, very weird. And hopefully she said that they had them stealing before. I mean, did the girls get banned from the store? Shoplifting? We don't know, because there was really nothing that was really given in regards to how this situation went down. But H&M, Whatever policies y'all got to stop this. You can't be having your associates profiling people in the store. I don't even care about it. I'm not even gonna go into the racial component because I just don't want to do that because I just don't have no backstory. So I just don't want to play that. I don't do that throwing the race card stuff up. I just don't do that. But I will say just profiling in general. If they are on the floor and they have the right to do this, you better make sure that when you deploy your associates to have things like this done, that you all have some evidence that the person was doing something, because y'all gonna lose a lot of money. And with the way retail is right now, these big box department stores, y'all going out of business. I mean, Forever 21 just went out of business. H&M, you can't be taking no losses with the big class action lawsuits. You'll be out of business too. So, but like I said, if y'all know, anybody knows anything about this story, you heard it down there in New Mexico, you got some more backstory on it, please let me know. Just let me know. I'd be curious to see what happens in that case. If there is a case, because like I said, I have no idea. But who has a case? Soulja Boy. He has a case. Soulja Boy today got hit with a $4 million judgment. He got to come out $4 million for an ex who was his ex-girlfriend and his personal assistant or worked for him. This is completely crazy. These rappers, the chicken is coming home to roost for you rappers, man. It's like every week now. There's somebody is either passing away, getting shot, getting arrested, and it's all in the music industry right now. Well, in this regard, I'm gonna read y'all some of this from the USA Today. This is from Anna Kaufman, and it says, Soulja Boy was found liable Thursday in a civil trial after facing allegations of sexual assault and kidnapping brought by a woman who claimed she was his former assistant. A California jury found Soulja Boy liable in a civil case for claims of sexual battery, assault, false imprisonment, and more. And the anonymous assistant was awarded more than $4 million in compensatory, good Lord, man, compensatory damages, according to a release from her attorney. The outcome concludes a trial in Santa Monica, California, which saw the rappers, whose real name is DeAndre Cortez Way, accused of physical and sexual violence. We're happy our client was vindicated and the jury believed her claims of physical and sexual assault, said Ron Zambrano, an attorney for the Jane Doe plaintiff. We're looking forward to moving on to the punitive damages phase of the case. It seems like there's about to be some criminal stuff in this case. So this looks like it's about to be a whole nother whirlwind, another rapper getting arrested. USA Today has reached out to Soulja Boy's attorney for comment. The rapper had previously denied any wrongdoing. So what happened in this case? Well, the trial, which began in March, right, saw both the rapper and his alleged former assistant take the stand to recount their sides of the story. The woman, along with her legal team, painted a picture of a violent man whose abusive cycles included demeaning text messages, physical harm, and threats. She said, quote, "I didn't even feel human anymore. I felt like an animal." And she told that to the jurors, according to Rolling Stone and Vibe. She just wanted to die. Way painted their relationship as entirely consensual and called the allegation that he would beat her disgusting. Soulja Boy said, I ain't put my hands on you. But this trial was based on a lawsuit filed in January of 2021. 4 years later, y'all. Here we are 4 years later. in which a woman who chose to remain anonymous and be identified as Jane Doe alleged that the rapper began sending her unsolicited nude pictures within the first month of her employment as his personal assistant. Come on, man. You sending your wee-wee to her. Wow. The two then began a romantic relationship that ultimately turned toxic, the lawsuit alleged. Lawyers for the Doe accused Way of numerous instances of physical violence, including kicking, throwing, and punching, as well as sexual assault, spitting on her body, and threats of physical violence. When the woman tried to quit and leave, the lawsuit alleged Wade locked her in a room against her will for 3 days with no hot water. After fleeing, the lawsuit alleged the woman was violently attacked and R-word by Way on separate occasions when she attempted to retrieve her belongings. Lawyers for Doe also argued she is owed unpaid wages for her work as his personal assistant. In May of 2021, 4 months after this complaint against Wade was filed, the rapper was hit with another lawsuit from a woman who alleged he subjected her to constant abuse during their romantic relationship. It took her years to escape the psychological and physical grasp of her abuse. Her lawyer, Neema Rahmani, told USA Today at this time, Wade was accused of assault and kidnap of a former girlfriend, Kayla Myers, and according to Billboard, he was ordered to pay $235,900 in compensatory damages and $236,000 in punitive damages in 2023. This is 3 cases. One has already been settled. You got 2 more lawsuits. And in each of the lawsuits, the same allegations are consistent. Abuse, intimidation, and sexual assault. I don't know if this, these women are winning these lawsuits against you. So I would just say if the things that are true, if what is alleged is true, then he needs to be in jail somewhere. This is disgusting, man. You like locking women away like they slaves and stuff. Like, what are you doing? Like, some of these rappers, and what I've noticed about them is just once they get the money, it just goes to their head, and they just think they could just do anything, and they just lose it. They just absolutely lose it. And it's because they come from a place of trauma, a place where there was no structure anyway. Most of them come from backgrounds where they've already been in trouble with the police and everything. No mentorship, none of that stuff, right? They didn't have people in their ear like that. And the people that they did have in their ear that may have been mentors were doing the same exact stuff. So this is, every time I turn around, Soulja Boy is getting in trouble for something. Whether he's beefing with somebody, he's fighting somebody. So you got some issues, bro. You got some issues. Somebody needs to, where the men that mentored this man? He's a loose cannon. And all this is alleged happening, all this forced abuse and just torture. Like, why? I don't know how much money Soulja Boy got, but you already paid out $500,000 for one lawsuit. Now this one is $4 million. That's just on the compensatory damage part. They still got another. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be another $4 million on the punitive damage part, and you still got another lawsuit after that one to settle. This is hustling backwards. Just throwing all your money away, just giving it away in lawsuits because you can't control your emotions. You need to go seek therapy. And when I say that, I'm being sincere. You really need to go seek therapy. And don't just say, yeah, I'm going, and I go a couple of times and don't go. No, actually go and apply the stuff because you need some help, man. You need some help. Somebody's father is not gonna let you do their daughter like this, man. And it might end wrong for you. You're gonna mess around with one of these girls, and they're gonna have a father who is not gonna tolerate this, and they're gonna do something to you. This is crazy. So we'll keep up with the next lawsuits as they go along in this spiraling world of Soulja Boy. So I guess he's gonna claim now that he's the first rapper ever to be sued for $4 million in a sexual assault case. He can add that to the list of being the first evers. And then my final story. This is probably one of the most disgusting things I heard today. Now, New York police are looking out for a pervert. This dude is sick, y'all. He is absolutely sick. And I hope they catch him. And, you know, this is disgusting. So I'm just going to let y'all listen to what is being alleged that this man did. Let's take a listen.
Police are looking for a man behind a vile attack on a subway in Lower Manhattan. And a warning here, some of the details you are about to hear are extremely disturbing. Law enforcement sources with direct knowledge of the case say this man performed sex acts on another man who died on an R train. NYPD officers responded to reports of a body on that train at the Whitehall subway station just after midnight.
Did y'all just hear that? What he said? This man is alleged to have had sex with a dead man's corpse on the subway. Somebody was dead, and this man was having sex with the corpse. This is disgusting.
That was yesterday. When officers looked at video from subway cameras, our police sources say they found the man in the yellow hoodie there sexually abusing the corpse, stopping only when passengers entered or exited the train. Police say that man had been dead for several hours before that vile attack.
That is absolutely disgusting. He only stopped when the people entered and exited the train. This man was out there getting it in with a dead man's corpse. Like, we are living around some sick individuals. Especially in New York. Y'all subway system, my God. Like, they found it, the police, and how I found out was the police found the dead man first. And they were trying to figure out, try to look and see how everything happened. And then they stumbled across this man doing this to this guy. The man is dead. He had been dead for a few hours. And this guy thought to just go into town. Like, they called it necrophilia. I had never heard of this, but it is a term, is necrophilia. And the term describes being attracted to or wanting to or engaging in sex with a dead corpse. There are literally people out here that actually fetishize this. Like, just nasty. Just sick and demented. And like I said, NYPD is looking for this man right now. They have not found this man. They don't know his whereabouts. They got the crime stuff out. If you were in New York Metro and you saw this guy on the subway yesterday, last night when this happened, please let the cops know. This pervert got to be caught. This is disgusting. The dead person that they found, they don't know who he is. There was no ID on his person. So this is just a John Doe. May have been homeless. That's what they allege. They think he was homeless, which is a shame because we still got so many, while we got all these migrants being housed around here, we got American citizens on the doggone streets. I really have a problem with that. But they allege that, like I said, just based on the accounts, they think that this person was homeless and had been dead for a couple of hours before this sexual assault take place. Because this happened at like midnight. This was going on in the middle of the night. He was just out there, just disgusting. The stuff that we got going on in America right now, we live around some sick and twisted people. Sick and twisted. I just don't understand how you can even put yourself up to that. Then this is some random person. This a random person in the subway. You see them laid out dead. You go up. Like, how do you even? I don't even think about that. Like, like I don't even think. Like, how do you even go up and check the post? Okay, he's dead, and you just go like. Rigor mortis man has already set in. Like, what is going on? Just. Well, that's my time for the night, y'all. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We'll be back at it Sunday night at 8 p.m. I got some exciting things that are coming up with the channel, new logos and stuff like that. I'm investing in the channel. Some things going to be happening. So we'll see. Might be even a new setup too. You know, who knows? But share the video, like it, and subscribe. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Until next time, Coaching Nation, keep it coaching, be safe.